it's Paul, that bourbon guy. Down here in my whiskey warehouse. Let's find a bottle. Let's do a blind of Jack Daniel's 12-year batch 1, 2, and 3. I'm back above the whiskey warehouse, and today I happen to have Jack Daniel's 12-year batches 1, 2, and 3. Thought I'd bring them all together so that we can do a blind, see if there's any difference in the various releases that have come out. Background on the whiskey is that Jack Daniel's decided to start releasing a limited age stated whiskey. Started off with a 10-year, that grew in great popularity. And then they introduced the 12-year. 12-year was first introduced in 2023. So this is a 23 release, 24, and the new 25 release. So they're releasing this once a year. The idea behind this is they wanted to go back and honor the heritage of Jack Daniel's. So prior to the prohibition that took place when all of a sudden whiskey or alcohol sales in general were shut down except for medicinal purposes. Jack Daniel's used to have an age-stated, a lineup of age-stated whiskeys. Not only just a basic 7-year, which is their basic Jack Daniel's, but they had the 10-year, the 12-year. We just got the 14-year that got released this year. And there's even rumors that there is a 21-year whiskey that is due to be showing up on the shelves, if not this year, maybe next year. So stay tuned and see if that happens. So that's a brief story around the age-stated versions of Jack Daniel's. Now I'm going to use my solo blind where I've already poured a sample of each of these into 3 Glens. Now the nice thing with the solo blind, as I've mentioned in a previous video of mine, this gives you a configuration option so that you can compare 2, 3, or 4 glasses all at the same time. So all we have to do is these modules are separate from one another, and they just fit into these little grooves, and they're all equal distance. So I don't know, there's no favoritism, so you don't have like 3 then a gap, something like that. We also happen to have tags. So the tags on these, better with the glass out. So like this one happens to, I just labeled B2 with a dry erase marker. Goes right into this little slot, so I can't see what the labeling is. And then finally, I put the lid cover on, which is made to resemble that of a barrel itself. As you can see, it's also on a Lazy Susan. Easy little ability to turn it around. So now I'm going to close it. I'm going to give it a couple spins. That way I have no idea the order of what I'm going to be drinking. That's the whole fun of doing a blind. No favoritisms. I made sure the glasses are the same and made sure the pours were the same. Also to mention as well, if you really wanted to go the extra mile, especially if you're doing a blind on a different type of theme where a particular pour may be darker than the others, you may want to get dark colored glasses, like black colored glasses. Now with the solo blinds, they do offer that as part of their package. I just bought the basic set. I did not go for the extra glasses, so your mileage may vary, but really this is a great little kit. So I've spun this around several times. I'm gonna put these bottles off to the side. And now we're going to bring these samples out. And I'll do this in no certain order. Bring this a little bit more. Bring that here as well. So now we have all 3 lined up. I'll put this off to the side as well. Okay, now we're ready to examine the blind. I'm going to start with glass number 1. Going with the nose, man, the 12-year is such a nice nose. With anything with the Jack Daniel's, you're going to get that Brown-Forman banana note. So you're going to get that up front. You're going to you're going to get that caramel, maybe a little bit of a butterscotch note to it as well. These are all proof the same as well. So there's no variations in the proof. Every batch comes in at 107 proof. It is not a single barrel, it is a blending, which usually makes it more consistent in each batch that they release. Oh, that is such a nice nose, very pleasant. Now, that was glass 1. See what glass 2 does. Okay, now glass 2, not as strong of a nose. It's there. Maybe if I swirl it around a little bit, I can open it up. There it is. Okay, just had to maybe give it a little bit more airtime. But that is the same notes. It doesn't seem to be as strong as the others. One caveat that I do have is my batch 1 was a fresh crack. I am trying to give all of these ample time for airing, but that's actually not bad. It's good. Getting basically the same notes as I do with the first glass. Now let's go for the third glass. Let's see if there's any differences. Yeah, now it's just like the glass 2, maybe just a touch stronger. But again, this one seems to be a little more caramel forward than it is with the banana note. Banana note was super strong in this first glass. This, I almost called it a banana Foster's on this last one. Whipped cream, banana, vanilla, caramel. I don't know if I can pick up any butterscotch on this right now. Maybe a little, I guess a little bit of butterscotch as well. Those seem to be the traditional notes for any of these from Jack Daniel's, especially for the 12-year. None of these I'm picking up really any of the bitter tannin notes that you would get for aging for such a long time. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's go back and check the noses again on the second one. Yeah, it's still coming out a little bit lighter. Not as intense in the notes that I'm getting off the nose. But it's still there. If you look for it, it's still there. But it's more caramel forward than anything else. Maybe a little shortbread to it. I'm getting very little banana on this one as well. Interesting. So that is glass 2, and I come back to glass 1. Yeah, the nose on this is just punching forward. Banana note is strong in this one. So if you're a fan of bananas, this first glass is going to be your winner for the nose. Caramel comes in second, but I mean banana leads the way the whole way on the nose, followed by caramel and a little bit of butterscotch. I would say out of the 3, the 2 was probably, or this third one was probably the most well-rounded. I was able to pick up distinctly more all the different notes out of the nose than the other 2. The first one, massive on the bananas. Middle one just seemed a little bit weak, a little dialed down on the notes. But again, if you concentrate, you're going to find it. Okay. If I go into ranking of nose alone, man, that intensity on the first glass, I think to me is a winner, followed by the third and the second. So that's it just from the nose point of view. But really, it all matters about the taste. So let's get into that. Okay, first one. Cheers. Yep. Taste delivers on what you got out of the nose on this one. The banana notes aren't as strong as they are with the nose, but they are there in the taste. Taste, I'm actually picking up more of the butterscotch than anything else. Ooh, only at the very end, this is after having it for a little bit of a while, all of a sudden a little bit of cherry flared up in the back. That's kind of interesting, a delayed reaction. Very sweet all the way through. It's a warming sensation on the back of the tongue and down through the throat itself. Really good finish on this. It's nice. One more sip. Yep. That is really, really pleasant. Caramel's showing up a little better this time on the second sip. A little bit of that heat is still there, present in the back, but only in the back. It's giving you a nice warm feeling all the way down. Can't call it Kentucky Hug. This is Tennessee. So Tennessee Hug? I don't know. But this is a Tennessee whiskey. I'm not going to get into the argument. So that's glass one. Let's try glass two. Very, very close. Obviously, I expect minor variations with batches. Profile's on point. It's not as strong on the banana. It's picking up on caramels. It's picking up on butterscotch. It's picking up on a little bit of vanilla as well. Banana seems to be a little less present in the note itself. Also not as strong in the finish as the first glass was. Let's have one more taste of this. Yeah, it's definitely lacking on the banana in the notes. So it's more of the butterscotch and caramel. A little bit of vanilla, not much. Man, I'm hard to find that banana. Banana is probably showing up right at the tail end of this, fighting with that little surprise pop of cherry at the very tail end of everything. A little warmth on the back of the throat as always. So that is glass two. Interesting. Let's see what glass three has to offer. Okay, the flavors are back. This is such a great, well-rounded version of the three. I'm definitely getting that banana note mid-palate. The sweetness of the caramel is up front, followed by the banana notes, followed by some vanilla cream, a little bit of the butterscotch. Again, that little surprise pop of cherry at the tail end, warming down the back of the throat. Consistency in terms of everything, but this is a better one that is picking up all those notes and none of them are fighting one another. This is very well rounded, well balanced, especially if you're wanting to experience that. So that is glass three. How do I want to rank this? Well, I think it's obvious based on the nose and my initial tasting of this is that glass two is probably going to be my last place pick. The only question is glass 1 or glass 3 going to be the winner? So I think I need to have a taste off. I'll first go back with glass 1. Yep, that's good. It's very strong. It's very more intense in the flavors. Stronger in the banana. Stronger in the butterscotch, of all things. Not so much in the caramel and the vanillas. So that's glass 1. Glass 3. Yeah, that's as much as I like the intensity on the nose with glass 1. I prefer the more well-rounded expression of the taste that comes with glass 3. In that case, taste wins, and therefore glass 3 is going to be my winner. So with that out of the way, I'm going to set the glasses behind so I can determine what the bottles are. So coming in third place, like all of these, first of all, great drinks. The 12-year expression is fabulous. It's just happened to be, how do I compare between the different batches? So for the third one, you'll notice that was batch number 1. And I've heard stories about batch 1 not necessarily being the strongest of the batches for the 12-year. But they took that feedback, made some corrections, and came up with a much stronger showing for batches 2 and 3. So coming in second place is, oddly enough, batch number 2. So they heard us, they made corrections, which then means our winner is the current release, batch 3. Batch 2, the nose is fabulous. The nose is super strong. I love that intensity. And I think what they basically did was, from batch 1, realizing it was a little bit muted, they just basically cranked the volume up to 11 and came out with batch 2. And that helped, not only in nose, but also in the expression in taste. But it still felt it was more banana forward. And you weren't picking up more of the other notes that are normally found within a Jack Daniel's. So they just basically fine-tuned it, realized they can't go back to the lower volume, as it were, with batch 1. Just fine-tuned the dial just a little bit and came up with that batch 3, which to me, that is a great expression, well-rounded, picking up all the notes both in the nose and in the taste. So that's it for me. That is my blind lineup. That is for the Jack Daniel's 12-year. Let me know what you think. Have you had all 3 batches, or all 3 batches of the 12-year? Let me know. Please like, comment down below. Give me your opinions on this. Are you maybe missing one of the batches? Are there other expressions that you want to compare this to? Don't forget to comment or subscribe to the channel. I just now hit 50 subscribers. Thank you all very much. I do appreciate you following along and enjoying this journey. So that's it for tonight on the blind of Jack Daniel's 12-year. And so until next time, if anybody asks, tell them you heard it from that bourbon guy.